Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the 3D pumpkin pie slice. As promised, I have taken my original sketch that I did in Sharpie, nice and dark so you could see it, and then I went ahead and redid it in pencil. I know it's light. It's so light. I hope you can see it. I'm going to go over some of this again a little bit just to make sure that we can all see it. I did the pie part. Here's the whipped cream, little plop on top. Here's my crust, the plate. Now you don't want to draw it this dark because we don't really want to have any pencil lines around our drawing. So this is probably going to look a little bit better than mine because it's not going to be outlined. All right, so to start off, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves some oil pastels or some chalk pastels or some crayons. We need some warm colors, orange and brown. Blue is going to, and white is later for the whipped cream, so we'll set that aside. If you have a peachy color, this might work too. We don't really need black for now. So these three colors is what we're going to make our pie slice out of. Orange, brown, and, wait a minute, I had yellow. Here it is. Yellow, and maybe this peachy color. So I'm going to set them there. Now, you might want to get something for blending. I have a little piece of paper towel for blending in colors. These were meant to be blended in together. You'll see as you lay them down, they're very thick and chunky and very dark. But when you blend over it with another color, something magical happens. You create something that looks a little bit more realistic, and your artwork has an extra kick to it that makes it look three-dimensional and colorful. It looks like it has depth, especially with our slice of pie here. We've got two different sides of the pie we're looking at. So we're gonna make this side a little bit lighter than this side. We'll start with our side of the slice. So I'm gonna go ahead and I like to outline first my section that I do. You might have a different way that you like to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just color in my slice orange. Quick back and forth motion. And I'm going to color in, actually the top part's going to be orange too, but this part's going to be a different shade of orange. So I'm going to go around my whipped cream very carefully. I can do the top part of my slice. Color, 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 just fill it in. All right, so right now we've got an orange slab that doesn't really look all that interesting. For this side piece, we're going to go ahead and color over it with some brown. This is going to make it a little bit darker to make it look like this piece is on the side. Maybe this piece is in shadow, or this section of this piece is in shadow. So we're going to go right over the top of it. Move those over. Fill it all in. Go from edge to edge. And this part looks a little bit darker. Maybe I'll go over it with some orange again, just to blend it in. Sometimes people call coloring with oil pastels painting with oil pastels because you get a very painterly look with it. Right now I'm just blending in these two colors so I don't see any white. Sometimes you get those little white bits that show through from the paper below. But there we have the side of our pie. Already it's starting to look like it's got a little bit of depth to it. Next I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to the top of this slice. And I'm blending it in with the yellow. Blending it together so I don't see any white. I'm painting with my pastels to cover up all those little sections. I might try a little bit of peach on the corner here, just to lighten it up. That doesn't really do too much though. It looks like I have a lot of color already on there, so that's not really helping too much. All right, so we've got the side of our slice and the top of our slice. It's starting to look pretty good, starting to get together. So now we're going to go ahead and do the crust. So with brown, we're just going to straight up color this in with our brown. I'm pressing sort of heavy so I don't see any white. These curves, we're going to have them stand out a little bit in just a second with a little trick I'm going to show you. But for now, color over them with your brown. Now with a peachy or a white, I'm going to go ahead with my peachy. I'm going to go ahead and just put some little circles here This is gonna blend my brown in with the paper so I don't see that white paper so much. And then maybe a little highlight on top of each pie curve to make it stand out. Not bad. All right, we're getting someplace. I might take the teeniest bit of black, tiny bit, and separate my crust from the pie. You don't want to do too much because really things aren't outlined in real life, and we're trying to make this look realistically blended. So that helps it to stand out a little bit. Maybe put my white right here too. Just to differentiate that dark side from the light side. Oops, that happens. These are the thin ones. Oh, I had a color on there we can scratch this off. I'm scratching it off with my nail if I don't like it. Isn't that cool? And scratch that color right off. All right, so next we're gonna do our whipped cream. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go over this with white. I know you can't see it right now. I'm just gonna color this little bit, and now I'm gonna go over it with a little bit of blue. Just a little bit on the sides, just the tiniest bit. Too much is gonna look like a lot, and it's gonna look really weird. So I'm outlining a little bit. Now I'm gonna go back with my white and I'm gonna do some blending. So I'm gonna blend this blue in with my white so it doesn't look outlined, so it looks like it's just a nice fresh plop of whipped cream. And not bad. We're looking pretty good. The final piece of this is to do the plate. So again, with the blue, I'm going to lightly outline my plate. I'm gonna make a thicker line down towards the front, and it's gonna get a little bit thinner as it goes towards the back. You can do this little piece here too, and this little piece here too. And then with my white, I'm just gonna blend so it's not this bright, bright blue sticking out. I'm gonna go over it with my white so it's a little bit more subtle. And again, a little bit of a shadow here. So this plate is going to throw a tiny bit of a shadow down. If you want to add a fork and a napkin, you could do that to add any extras that you like. But this is in preparation for Thanksgiving. Everyone's got pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. I won't be eating any of it, but I'm sure it'll be there. So I'm taking my white and blending this down so it doesn't look like a blue outline, but a nice little blend of white and blue to create a shadow. And you can go over this as many times as you want until you get it right. This is a very forgiving medium. I highly recommend oil pastels. If you're using chalk pastels, you'll want to blend either with another pastel, or you can take a paper towel and you can kind of blend the colors together like this. It's a little bit easier to blend them with the chalk pastel, but as you can see, I'm blending a little bit and it's coming right off there. But that is our amazing pumpkin pie slice. If you want to do some background, a nice shade of blue or green to fill that in, or a tabletop, give me a horizon line to separate the table and the wall behind it, you can do that too. I want you to add your own extra unique extras to this, if you will. That is it. Add your extras. I can't wait to see these. Hang them up on your fridge and make people's mouths water in anticipation for that delicious pumpkin pie. See you next time.